But now, you know, it's the Alex Jones was right meme. Like, you realize how many times that guy's been right? Like, Jesus Christ. Like, how is he so good at predicting all these things that are happening? Because the guy's balls deep in it all day long.
Yeah.
You could call him right now. It's like, I'm doing the documents. I'm reading the research right now. This is sick. This is what they're doing. This is the plan. I talk to him all the time. We text each other. Every time something's crazy, I'll text him. Like, what is this? And he'll send me all these fucking documents.
He's talking about, I saw something he said the other day about, you know, you gotta have your shit ready in case they turn the power off, turn the water off, do something like that.
Well, there's a lot of people that think that, including me. Because if I was a foreign government and I wanted to cripple America, I would kill the power grid. We'd go feral in 2 weeks. It would be chaos in 2 weeks. As soon as people don't have water and food and their children are starving, people go crazy. They start eating dogs. They start shooting deer in their neighborhood, and then that runs out. And then they realize they don't know how to keep food good. You know, when it's hot out, they don't know how to get water. They don't know how to treat water. It could get real bad real quick. We are not self-sufficient even remotely. There's small pockets of human beings in this country that are self-sufficient, but if you had to guess how many people could survive off-grid if everything went haywire, it's like 1%, which is probably what happens when there's a massive catastrophe, when some sort of a global catastrophic event like a super volcano or something along those lines.
Another younger Dryas situation.
Yeah, it's probably 1% of the people survive.
That's probably what happened back then, too.
Yeah. Well, that's what I've always said is the reason why if you go back, look at like ancient Egypt, look at how insanely sophisticated they were. And if you subscribe to the Graham Hancock and Randall Carlson's perspective, which I do, which is that at one point in time, there was an incredibly sophisticated society, probably more sophisticated than we are, that lived in Africa, in Egypt, and that those people were probably in a different direction, but far more advanced than we are today. And then they were wiped out. And then go after that. So that if you're talking about 11,000 years ago, 11,800 years ago when they got wiped out and that just, you know, we're down to like 1% of the population. Think about what history looks like when you go back 4,000 years, 3,000. It's fucking barbarians.
Yeah.
Just the most horrible instances of brutality and murder and chaos and what Genghis Khan did and what the Mongols did and what, I mean, the pirates and the Crusades and all the fucking horrible shit that people did back then. Because those were the descendants of the people that were so barbaric that they survived. Those are the descendants of the 1% that made it through that catastrophe. And you had to be fucking horrible to do that.
Yeah.
You probably had to be horrible. You're probably killing your neighbors, probably eating people. I mean, what percentage of our population, if you go back 10,000 years ago, were cannibals? It's probably pretty high.
50.
It's probably pretty high. Which you had to do what you got to do. We know what happens to the Donner Party. We know what happens to people that get stuck on a boat. They're off at sea and one guy dies. They just start eating them.
Yeah,
we know that.
The movie Alive.
Yeah, it's like always happens.
Yeah.
It always happens.